Hello and welcome to my August 2023 video. In this video I'm going to talk about astrological events in August, and I'm going to draw a card from the Lightseers Tarot for each of them. Alright, starting with the full moon in Aquarius, which is going to take place tomorrow on the 1st of August. To me it's the full moon of astrology because Aquarius has a lot to do with astrology. It's also called the full moon of creativity, so we can be really creative. Aquarius has to do with liberty, with freedom. And the card I have drawn is the High Priestess. This is someone who's really connected to the spiritual world, and so can we. She's just collecting whatever comes to her via her crown chakra, and that's what we also can do in this high energy time of the full moon. All right, after that the next event is the new moon. The new moon in Leo, and Leo is also actually the sign of creativity, of shining your light, and the new moon will be taking place in Europe on Wednesday, the 16th of August, and the card is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is really clever. He's on top of things. He is on top of his mountain, and he's got his sword in order to decide, to make good decisions. He is the master of good decisions, and that's what we can do at the new moon of Leo in the middle, right in the middle of August. We can make good decisions about ourselves. The new moon is a good time to manifest, especially not coming to the new moon, but after the new moon. The time spent shortly before the new moon is very spiritual, but for manifesting I really recommend the time after the new moon, when the new cycle already has started. It's going to be a fire cycle, a fire month between this new moon and the following new moon, because Leo is a fire sign, and we can really decide for ourselves what we want. And Leo is the sign of me and of you, so we can decide what we want about ourselves and write it down and wish the best. Alright, that's for the new moon in Leo. On the Wednesday following the new moon, on the 23rd of August, there are two events. The first of those is going to be the sun is going to move into Virgo, which is another month, an earthly month. And for the sun in Virgo, I've got the 7 of Cups. That also means we can decide which cup do we want, which stream do we want to follow. And Virgo is the sign of taking small steps. We can take little steps to follow our dreams and to fulfill our dreams. Also on this day, and perhaps that's the reason why this is also the card of illusion, also on this day Mercury will go retrograde. Mercury will go retrograde. And again we got the High Priestess. She is listening to the inner world, not so much to the outer world, but more to the inner world. And when Mercury will go retrograde, it will also, communication with the outside world will be more difficult, but it is also because communication is turned inwardly, so we can, I don't know, talk better to ourselves, talk differently. The retrogrades of the planet is also some kind of reset, so afterward it goes better. And during the retrograde we learn to do it in another way. So she's learning to communicate in another way by downloading information. And with her being also the card for the 1st of August, it's also the card for the whole of August. There's also another planet going retrograde, as you perhaps know, Venus, from July till the beginning of September. And for Venus retrograde, we got the Page of Wands. She just throws this stick in the air, and she doesn't know where it falls yet, but she doesn't really care. She's just full of energy and starting something new, and that's what we also can do. Also with Venus retrograde, I like to get things from my past, from like behind me, and integrate them in my life again. So that's also what you can do when a planet is in retrograde. And yeah, perhaps she's danced before and now she's dancing again. The Page is also a new beginning. It's also possible, but with retrogrades normally it's you take something from the past and integrate it. Her not knowing where the stick is falling is also being free and not too scared about any retrograde, just going with the flow. All right. So we talked about Mars retrograde, we talked about Venus retrograde. Next thing will be Mars in Libra. Mars is also a personal planet, just like Venus and Mercury. And personal means that it's important for ourselves, not so much for society as a whole, but for us personally. And Mars, for the majority of the month, will be in Virgo. So I'd like to draw a card for Mars in Virgo. It's energy in your everyday life. Here's the card. It's falling down. It was the King of Pentacles. It fell to the ground in order to grow there. So we already got something in our physical world which we can hold in our hands or savor. And that's what Mars in Virgo seems to tell us. Mars is normally a young man, that's an older man. This can be, yeah. He has already worked, we also have already worked, and we've got energy to work in our everyday lives with. Mars in Virgo, but it doesn't seem we have to work too hard. We can also rest and download information like the High Priestess did. And then Mars will go into Libra on the 27th. Okay. And that's the card I got here, the Two of Swords. Yes, the Two of Swords. Usually that's also a woman meditating. She's not meditating, she's trying to deal with the birds around her. So because Mars in Libra is also Mars in our relationships, because Libra is a sign of our relationships, I think we can just not get too stressed about our own relationships, and also think she's looking at her inside world. So look at our inside world, and yeah, not immediately make decisions, but just watch and see what Mars does in the area of relationships to us. And Libra is not only the sign of relationships, but also of justice. And with justice, we can also wait and see how things are going to turn out with the energy planet in the sign of justice. And the last event will be the blue moon, the second full moon in the month, the full moon in Pisces. Pisces is the sign of spirituality. And we got a physical sign, a physical element, Earth, the Seven of Pentacles. So also with the full moon in Pisces, we got a connection to the material world, and we can just, he doesn't see, that's perhaps the Pisces thing, he doesn't see below the soil, but he knows something is there, and he enjoys the fruits. So we can really enjoy what's getting through to us also on this full moon in Pisces and also on the whole month. Thanks for watching. Please like, and if you want, share this video, and see you for the next one. Have a great month. Bye.